think it's true what they're saying. This meme is a litmus test. You can tell a lot about a person by the way they react to it. Hi folks, I'm Paul, and this is my take. Every once in a while, there's a meme or a joke that really grabs a lot of people in a very significant way. And we can learn a lot about our culture through the way people talk about it. And Wifejak is that meme that everybody's talking about right now. And I know in meme years, meme time, I know that I'm pretty late to this discussion, but I want to talk about it. If you don't know, Wifejak is the newest and most welcomed member of the Wojak meme family. And essentially the joke is just things that you've heard your wife say. The meme simply depicts the behaviors of wives that a lot of husbands have universally recognized. It's an observation, an analysis, and above all, an appreciation of being married to a woman from a man's perspective. And of course, it's not a deep analysis. It's mostly just a recognition that women are very different from men. They're confusing to us, sometimes maybe a little annoying. We don't always understand them, but we love them so much. And that is fundamentally a good thing. It's a very wholesome meme. It's good that we can gently poke fun at the things we see in our wives that strike us as silly, and laugh and say we don't completely understand each other, but we still love each other for what we are. I would die for Wifejak. The meme really reminds us that men and women are not the same. The sexes are not interchangeable. And while our culture has tried really, really hard to make that the case, it's just not. And that's okay. That's actually a good thing, that men and women are not interchangeable. We don't think the same way. We don't behave the same way. A lot of the time, we don't prioritize the same sorts of things. And I've seen a fair amount of hate for the Wifejak. You're going to see that with every meme. But the most interesting hate I think I'm seeing is from people who might be considered right-wing. Most notably, individuals like Nick Fuentes and Andrew Tate. Which, if you don't know anything about Andrew Tate, let's just say he's famous for loving women's bodies, but not so much women themselves. He's banged a lot of chicks and then discarded them. And Nick Fuentes is rumored to be gay. I don't know if that's true or not, but I do know he does not like women. And neither one of these men is married. They make the claim that this meme is gay. Fellas, did you know that it's gay to be in a heterosexual marriage and appreciate your wife? It's gay. I think those kinds of people who really hate this meme don't understand women, let alone being married. And don't get me wrong, I don't completely understand them either, but I don't hate them for that. I think a lot of these guys may have, to some degree, fallen into the idea that men and women are interchangeable. They might think of women as a stupid version of a man. And that's the wrong way to look at women. Obviously, they're not men, they're women. While both sexes are of the same species, men and women are very different creatures. And once you understand that, it's much easier to appreciate the opposite sex. When I figured out the fact that, generally speaking, women are much more emotional than men, and therefore significantly more affected by propaganda, and therefore propagandized and psyoped at a significantly higher rate than I am, I found it a lot easier to appreciate and interact with them. And yeah, I cut them some slack. A lot more slack than I would a man. Because we're different. And if you don't understand that about women, you won't know how to talk to them. And yeah, you'll probably end up hating them. And that's a bad thing. I don't like that there is a lot of contention between men and women right now. And I think a lot of that contention stems from the fact that we don't understand the motivating factors behind how and why we think the way we do as men and women. Women are, generally speaking, much more empathetic than men are. And that is, generally speaking, a good thing. But I think, especially in recent years, a woman's empathy has been weaponized against her. Take, for example, the rise in violent incidents and SA in European countries. That's a direct result of taking in massive amounts of people from third world countries who bring a lot of that violence with them. And you can hate that, you can tell me that's xenophobic, I don't care. It's true. And it's getting really, really hard to deny. And women are usually the ones most affected by this rise in violent incidents, and that's horrible. But they're also, in a way, some of the people most responsible for the fact that it's happening. It's usually women who are at the forefront of these policies that would push to allow these violent people into their countries. And that's because they're empathetic. They may or may not know that these kinds of policies will make their countries less safe, but they saw a video of an immigrant who was hungry and it made them sad, so we should let them in. And then they vote for those things without much thought about the downstream effects to their countrymen. They're not stupid, they're empathetic, and their empathy has been manipulated. As men, we're generally more engineered to think beyond what makes us feel a certain way. We tend to be a little more analytical, a little more logic-driven. And when it comes to politics, the right wing has largely been unsuccessful in communicating with women because they appeal to logic rather than appealing to empathy. The right wing is successful with men because, for the most part, their ideas are generally pretty sensible. But it doesn't work as well with women because they don't need things to make sense so much as they need to feel good about the outcome and aesthetics. And yeah, as men, we see that and think that's dumb. But that's how it is, and we can't change that about women, nor should we want to. It's good that women are empathetic. I love that about them. So we should be learning to say things like, yes, it's upsetting that those people across the ocean are not as happy as we are. But I think it's more upsetting that the guy who came from across the ocean just stabbed a bunch of children in the face, and that's something that we can do something about right now. So let me bring this back to Wifejak. We love Wifejak. We want to make Wifejak happy, but we also want to protect her. And sometimes that means protecting Wifejak from Wifejak. So yes, of course, we can get a pumpkin spice latte on the way home. But no, Wifejak, we will not be adopting a pit bull from the pound. I know, you saw a video of one smiling into the camera and you think it's really cute. That's great. I saw a video of a pit bull eating a baby. We're not getting one. There's so much good-natured, unspoken appreciation about a meme like this. And it's actually been kind of uplifting to see so many people getting enjoyment out of it. I've really had some good laughs from it because, yeah, it's very relatable. I've heard my wife say the exact same sorts of things. And it tickles me to know that there are millions of other married guys out there who are experiencing the same sort of thing. It's a very pro-marriage meme, and that's a good thing. If a man can find the right woman and a woman can find the right man, marriage is very good. Families are very good. And I want society to promote that kind of thing again. Find yourself a good woman and Wifejak her up real quick. That doesn't sound good, but you know what I mean. That's all I've got for today. What do you think about Wifejak? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy my content, please like and subscribe, and I will see y'all next time.